Welcome back all. Just thought I'd do a quick video as I got a few of the watches out the safe earlier on. Like I've said many times before, pretty hard to do these videos. Need to get well in advance permission to get watches out nowadays, so it's not easy to see them, but thought I'd do a quick one here as I came to the safety deposit box and they allow me to use the facilities here, so I thought why not, let's just shoot a quick video whilst we've got the room. Got a new piece in, well I say new, but it must be at least 6 months or so now, which is a sub. Never had a sub before, so I was pretty excited to get this one, and yeah, overall pretty happy with it. Haven't worn it yet. Tend to wear my deep sea every day, so this one was something that I wanted to add to the collection. It's a nice looking watch, can't really go wrong with it as an everyday watch. I'll probably start wearing it more often, take it out soon, probably make this my everyday watch. Like I said many times before, deep sea that I wear on most days is pretty big, pretty heavy, so I think it's taking its toll on me now, having the weight of it on, literally on my wrist all the time. So super happy that I got this. Now, back in the day, everyone remembers when you can just walk into a Rolex dealer and pick a watch up, and the sub was always the go-to watch that they had in the window. Not anymore. It's become ridiculous, hasn't it, with the amount that you have to wait just for a basic sub, and they don't want to give you anything anymore. They've use this whole marketing thing, exhibition use only, all the pieces that are in the window. They could flood the market if they wanted, and everyone could have one, but that's not the game that they're playing. So yeah, absolutely love this piece. Kind of reminds me of my first deep sea I ever had, which was just really a bigger version of this. It was the normal black dial, before I got the James Cameron, but you can see the difference. James Cameron's an absolute beast on the wrist, so something a little bit different. Actually might even put this one on now just to compare it, because I don't even think I've had it on my wrist yet. I'm pretty sure that I just picked it up and put it straight away. Got them to take a couple of links out just so it fits my wrist. Yeah, it's pretty smart. Do you know what, that sits perfect. I think I've decided I'll keep this one on now. Probably make that my everyday. Sits pretty nice. I've had people ask me what's the difference between how does the Sky Dweller compare in size to the, I don't know, a normal sub. So I'll put the Sky Dweller on just to show the people that have asked that, because it is quite a bit different in size. It sits much higher. Now, the Sky Dweller just looks fantastic. The camera doesn't pick it up. In some lights it almost looks like a black dial, but it's actually a blue dial. But yeah, do you know what that is? It's an absolute stunner. I'll also quickly show, I'm guessing everyone knows how it works, but as if I still remember. So yeah, it was all the way. So make myself look like a fool now because I don't even remember how. There you go, that's the date. So you can see that does the date. Then one more click across does the hour marker. Then one more over on the bezel does your minutes and your center wheel for your dual time zone. And I think, oh yeah, so to do them, you can see there that's indicating on February. If I go over to 29, 30, 31, one more, it should jump. If we see it, yeah, it jumped over. You can't see it because it's behind the date marker, but it does jump over. So probably give this a good wind up later, get some of the watches moving again because they have been sitting for a little while. So the Sky Dweller sits really nice. Absolutely love how that sits on the wrist. Maybe it makes it sit a little bit nicer purely because it's just so hard to get. I don't know whether that's the biggest influence of it for me. The little bit, something a little bit different, which not many people have been a fan of in the past. But for me, I absolutely love this. And they have really, really rocketed up in price. It just looks amazing on the wrist. The gold just pops. The blue is amazing. This one is the newer one with the bigger movement, slightly smaller lugs, and you can always tell straight away from the writing. It's white instead of gold. I absolutely love this watch. It's probably a bit mad to say, but I think I prefer this on the wrist more to look at than my Sub, my Deep Sea, and very, very close to the Sky Dweller. It's absolutely stunning. Beautiful watch. I think the gold just sets it off nicely and kind of makes it feel that little bit more special than what it is because it's got the gold. So, all over the place on the camera, sorry guys. A little bit more, a little bit different. Definitely by far my favourite out of all of them is the rose gold. The rose gold is just something special completely. I love this watch. I have probably worn this more than the Sky Dweller. Well, the Sub bimetal. I don't think I've never worn that out of the house. Wore it when I first got it around the house for the day. It's been sitting in the safe ever since. The Sky Dweller seen daylight a couple of times, but again, because of the nature of what it is and how much it's worth, I have to keep taking it back and putting it back after I wear it, so that's a bit of a ball ache. This one I've probably taken out the deposit box the most amount of times and put on for special occasions. Try my best to always keep it covered over so it doesn't pick up any scratches. I'm really anal like that. If it's a watch I don't wear often, I try to keep it as mint as possible. So it's still immaculate and could go easily as an unworn watch. The Deep Sea obviously is battered. When I say battered, it's not bad. It's in it for the amount of times and years I've been wearing it. If you see the condition up close, it's still pretty mint for what it is. I've seen people wear watches for 3 months, 6 months, and the condition of them is terrible compared to how I keep my watches. But again, I know everyone says, well, buy and wear them. Yeah, of course you do, and that's the beauty of it. But I also do like to look after them. So this one here, you can see, it's got loads of little fine scratch marks all over it. But you would expect that with an everyday watch. So you can see on the clasp it's got its marks. My last Deep Sea that I had before this one, I probably wore it the same amount, but that one really got battered because I wasn't used to wearing such a big watch. So that took all the wear and tear of all the knocks and dings, where this one I've got used to the bigger watch. So, and I've had one on my wrist for about the best part of 12, 13 years now, must be. Over 10 years at least. So I just thought I'd do a quick video of these pieces. Literally have to put them away now, so it's going to be my only chance I get to see them for quite a few months again, which is a real shame. I know everyone wants to see the watches. Nice when you go out and you see someone wearing a nice watch, but it's literally not safe to do so anymore. It's become ridiculous how many people are in the UK are just getting robbed for their watches. So I tend to not keep anything around me anymore. It's just the nature of it. It's probably costing me a ridiculous amount in insurance and what I pay in my safety deposit box, and the travel time from my house to get there is ridiculous. Maybe I need to find somewhere a bit closer, but it's just a place that I know, and I can strongly recommend to anyone out there starting up a collection, don't keep your watches at home. Get yourself a safety deposit box, pay what it's going to be, whatever that may be, and if you think to yourself, well, it's too expensive and it's not worth paying for a safety deposit box, then I would say don't have the watches, because all it takes is something to happen once. and you'll be kicking yourself. Much better off just keeping them somewhere safe. They're now literally are investment pieces. They're no longer pieces you can enjoy, because people just don't let you enjoy them. There's too many scumbags out there, and if only we could get our hands on the scumbags that go around causing these issues, that'll be a blessing in disguise. But unfortunately we won't. So you got to protect yourself, protect your valuables, and if you're looking to invest, just to keep them for the future. I'm not a fan of these people out there, and I've got nothing against them. Buy a watch, they're lucky enough to get one, they flip it the next day, make their money. Good luck to them if that's what they want to do. I suppose it gives someone else the opportunity to own it. But for me, it's about keep them long term. Try and keep them for the future, wherever that may be or look like 20, 30 years time. See where this watch market carries on going. At the moment, they've become ridiculous values. Like, I've seen the subs going for probably about £12,000-13,000 at the moment. Seen some people asking for 14s. As we're currently speaking now, the Sky Dweller Blue is probably, I don't know what it will really fetch, but there's people asking for 32s, 34s, 35s. What would that tell me? It's probably going to go for at least 30, if you wanted out of it. The bimetal sub, they've started to hit the 18s, 17s, somewhere around there. They'll probably go for. And the Daddy, the rose gold GMT, I've seen those creeping up to 54s. I've seen some people asking 55, which is insane. I've seen a few out there like on the lower end at the 47s, 48s. So I've been offered 50 for that one. Obviously I've rejected it, hence why I've still got it. I've had offers of 27s, 28s for the Sky Dweller. Again, won't get rid of it. Don't think I'd get rid of that even if it went to 50, because it's just a piece that I know once it gets discontinued, not only to me the Sky Dweller is probably the most, it will be the most sought after watch out there, out of all the Rolexes, purely because the Daytona has had its day. They've gone up ridiculously. They're still going to keep going up, and there's a lot more out there in the market on the Daytona than there is for the Sky Dweller Blue dial. Hence why you've seen the white dials now going for stupid money, and the black dial. For me, if you're going to buy one and spend ridiculous money on it, it's got to be the blue. I'm not a fan of the white or the black. Would I have one? Yes, but wouldn't pay over the odds for it. The reason why I think this is the watch for the future, and it will overtake the Daytona. Daytona's been out for many, many, many years. Loads of different variations of the Daytona. Yes, they've done the steels, the zenith movements, their own movement, the black ceramic dial. But the Daytona has been out for many years, and there's a lot of them out there, and they're still fetching a lot of money. The Sky Dweller came along well after the Daytona and had its hype, and this had its hype literally from day one. So what Rolex did is they really restricted the amount of these that went out there. So yes, there's still a lot of them out there, but nowhere near a fraction of the amount to what there are on Daytonas. So if this gets discontinued, this is going to go ridiculous money. As mad as this sounds, and I know people would say, we'll probably put in the comments that I'm being ridiculous, but this would easily fetch 60, 70,000 pounds. It's going to happen. It will double in price, literally from whatever they're at the market now. So if they're a 30 grand watch now, they discontinue this tomorrow, it will become a 60, 70,000 pound watch. A good example of that is the Oyster with the Tiffany dial, and the other colour dials they discontinued. They only came out for a couple of years, however long they've been out for. They've discontinued them. People are trying their luck at 50, 60s. In my opinion, that is a shit watch. There's nothing special about it. It's just a funky colour dial. I've actually been offered in the past the green dial with no premium on it at all from my local dealer. Put it on my wrist, didn't like it, rejected it. Got offered a red dial one, again didn't like it. Never got offered the Tiffany one, but if that came along, I would have probably rejected that at the time as well. I don't like to buy watches that when I look at them, they do nothing for me. I don't get to wear them often enough, and like I've just said many times, it's so hard for me to go down to collect my watch, to have a look at it, even just to wind them up. For me, it's like a little bit of a thing that I like to do once every whenever. Go down, have a little look at them. It's my hobby. I'm a bit of a geek with watches. I don't know the ins and outs and to tell you exactly how many meters each one is water resistant to, waterproof to, whatever you want to call it. But I love watches. I have studied horology in the past, many years ago. Wanted to become a watchmaker. Circumstances changed in my life at that time, so I didn't carry on the course. But I've got a passion for watches, and because of that passion, I don't see the point of going and buying something that I just don't like to look at. It's just pointless. So yes, if you're doing it from an investment point of view, then of course it makes sense. If we knew now what was going to happen tomorrow, that would be a different story. Maybe I would have bought every single watch I've been offered and said, do you know what, I'll just sit on them whether I like them or not. But what I've tried to do is I don't have an endless pot of money. Wish I did, but I don't. So I've tried to buy the watches that, if each one of those watches was the last ones I was going to buy, at least I can say I've bought the piece that I've wanted. So I've rejected in the past watches that I don't want to get the ones that I do want. And my local AD also knows this about me. They know I don't just buy for the sake of buying. I buy the pieces that I like. So when I do get a phone call and I get offered something and I say, no, it's not for me, they respect that. I'll tell them what I do want, and hopefully they'll come up with the goods when one's available. Yes, things have got much tighter now and it's much harder. I think these three were all purchased within the last... I think this one is actually the oldest one out of all of them. These two, the Sky Dweller and the Root Beer, was within the last year, about a year old. Now, this one was about a year and a half. Oh no, and this one's the newest. This one, not long at all. But again, I wanted the sub and I wanted one for years. And when this one came up, I was like, it's a no-brainer, I've got to buy it. Obviously, the Deep Sea is the oldest by far. I think this one is a 2017 model. It's got the smaller bracelet. It's the older one, but again, I won't get rid of this because it is the first edition. It's the first one that ever came out before they started making any changes, and to me that means a lot. Yes, they may have modified it, made a better movement, this, that, the other, but because it doesn't look different enough to the new one that's come out, I don't see the point of getting the new one and getting rid of this one. I'd rather keep this one. It was only produced for, I think, 3-4 years before they made the changes. So again, quite a limited run numbers, wasn't super popular with people. So the people that did buy them have got them now, and if they are going to discontinue this model, this will be the one to have. So I've kind of kept it to what I think logically is the best thing to do with my watches. Would love to know what you guys think. If you leave comments, subscribe, means a lot to me because I do want to start building up my channel. I've actually got a really good pal of mine that's got a super duper amazing collection. Probably one of the best collections that I've ever seen. And I've asked him if we can do something together with setting up some videos for each one, starting up a little YouTube channel to push it a little bit more. He's got a phenomenal collection. Like, I don't even think some of the ADs out there have got anywhere near the watches that he's got. He does live pretty far from me, so to get to him, it's probably going to take me about a 3 to 4 hour drive. But if I get enough people asking to see the collection and do something, maybe I'll organise a day or two, go and visit him, see if he can get all these watches out. It's hard work. He's going to need a lot of preparation around it to make it happen. So will I. But if the comments are out there and I get enough people subscribing saying they want to see it, then I'll try and make it happen. Because a lot of these watches that I know he has, literally when I've been to the AD and even asked them for them, they've just said to me, it's never going to happen, you're not going to get them. We've not seen some of these watches come through for a couple of years, and if they do come through, it's one a year at best. So it's a shame because there's some amazing pieces out there that people just never get to see. Yes, all this stuff here, you'll see it. You'll bump into someone one day that's wearing a rose gold GMT or a sub bimetal with a blue dial. Sky Dweller a little bit harder. I've never actually seen anyone wear one on the wrist with a blue dial. Maybe once, about 2 years ago. The sub used to be, everyone had a sub. Every Tom, Dick and Harry had one on his wrist. Now you don't even see people wearing subs anymore. I think the people that have got them, sold them, cashed up, took their money, said thank you very much. The people that have paid the extra, that bit more for them don't want to wear them because they're hoping they take another increase before they flip them. So to see that watches like this every day at the moment, it's pretty hard. I've not seen anyone wear a sub on their wrist, deep sea for God knows how long. I used to see the deep seas all the time. Someone was always wearing a deep sea. Not seen anyone wear one for, I've not been out and seen one for a couple of years. But guys, I'll have to wrap this video up now because I can see the safety deposit box manager here standing, knocking on the window, telling me that my time's up. So these will go away, and let me know what you want to see next time. I'll come and grab one and do an in-depth review on one of the pieces. If you're interested in seeing that, just let me know in the comments. Cheers.